Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, first of all, I am very grateful for coming and being with us and attending this first event of the Hungarian EU presidency to present our 6 months program of the Hungarian EU presidency. I would like to warmly greet my dear colleagues, Annunciada and Leon, the representative of the trios. I got so much support and assistance on behalf of the Belgian and Spanish presidency, and I count on that on the future as well. As you know, we are the last member of the trio, the Spanish-Belgian-Hungarian trio, and that was the first trio after the Lisbon Treaty entered into force. Therefore, that we have a responsibility for the foundation period to establish the rules which has been laid down by the Lisbon Treaty. Therefore, we have a great responsibility, and we would like to, the Hungarian presidents would like to face up to this, and with the help of the Spanish and Belgian colleagues. As you know, the program I am going to present here fits into the framework program of the trio. It's part of the trio. That's the last part and the concluding part. The motto is very simple. Strong Europe. That's the motto of the EU presidency. You can find the official web page of the Hungarian EU presidency. We have got, you can find all materials. We have got a short overview and short summary handout at the entrance. You will get it, but you will get much more information from the web page. We have got a 27 pages PowerPoint presentation. If you permit, I skip it now. I think it would be too long for you, and I would like to summarize the real substance, the real juice in the program, and all other things are very important, of course, but I wouldn't like to bore you. That's the motto is Strong Europe, which means for us the stronger and more attractive Europe in all possible sense of the words, in economy, in politics, and in institutions as well. The holy trinity of the strong Europe in our approach is strong institutions, strong member states, and strong currency. That's the three major must. Our program is based on the human factor of Europe. We would like to put Europe at the service of its citizens. We find it very important, and to show and display the human face of the European integration. Europe should not be a business of the gentlemen in dark suits with gray hair like me, but much more the ordinary citizens, for everyone. That must be Europe. We emphasize the importance of that. The 4 main priority areas are as follows. The first is growth, job, and social inclusions. The second priority area is the stronger Europe and protecting future, building future and protecting future. The third important priority area is a union close to its citizens. And the fourth one is the enlarging responsibly and engaging globally. As far as the first priority concerned, one of the major tasks of the Hungarian European presidency is to consolidate of the European economy and the implementation of the Europe 2020 strategy. That means progress in the field of the economic governance, improving fiscal discipline, deepening cooperation among the member states, strengthening the institutions, and establishing the EU stability mechanism. However, the schedule is only by the mid of 2013, but important steps should be taken during the time of the Hungarian presidency. The Europe 2020 is our common instrument to boost employment, to enhance education, to enhance competitiveness, and social inclusion. These are the key elements of the program. And one of the leading, the flagship program of the Hungarian presidency in this area is the Roma integration program. As you know, that it's a pan-European issue, Roma issue, but of course some of the countries are more concerned than the others. For instance, my country, Hungary, is very much concerned, and some of the neighboring countries there. And we do feel a moral obligation and social obligation to boost that program and to have a European Union framework program on the coordination of the national program of Roma. Almost every country which are concerned to have an own national program, and we would like to have a close cooperation and to put it into the European framework. That's the very ambitious aim of the Hungarian presidency. Another important thing, the implementation of the Single Market Act, to eliminate the bottlenecks, the barriers which we have now in the single market. As you know, the Single Market Act has been submitted last October, and Hungary would like to accelerate the whole process and to bring to the conclusion. And of course, we find it's very important that the small and medium-sized enterprises. Therefore, we find it important the revision of the Small Business Act, and important legislation. And finally here, in that priority area, I would like to underline the importance of a stable and predictable financial market. Therefore, we need more efficient regulation and modernized financial supervisory system. That's the two major elements, the new regulation and the supervisory system, a stronger supervisory system. That's the very short summary of the first priority area. The second priority area, the building the future and protecting the future, is creating a unified and efficient common energy policy. As you know, that will be a special European Council meeting in February, dedicated exclusively to the energy policy, and Hungary would like to push forward the common energy policy. We need a common European energy market and build the infrastructure and greening of the sector, and there are some main objectives of the area, and we think that the special European Council meeting in February will give an impetus to the whole process and will be one of the important achievement of the Hungarian presidency. Another important thing is the preparatory discussion of the next multi-annual financial framework, MFF. As you know, practically the new 7 years, or who knows how many years, but long years financial framework of the European Union, post-2014. It is expected that the Commission will submit the first proposal during the time of the Hungarian presidency, maybe in June. But we would like to launch a preparatory discussion on CAP and the cohesion funds. We find the two major elements of the multi-annual financial framework of the CAP and the cohesion policy. As far as the CAP concerned, it's an important thing for Hungary, but for many other countries, EU member states. CAP, we would like to preserving the values of the old CAP, but facing up to the new challenges. That means that we find it very important, the preservation of the landscape and rural life, the rural development practically, and increase the employment in that area, in the rural development area. And as far as cohesion policy concerned, we find it absolutely necessary and essential to maintain the solidarity among the countries, among the nations, and that's the basic guidelines. As far as responsibility towards the future generation concerned, we find it very important the implementation of the Cancun decisions last December, and we are working on that. And last but not least, as a major project of the Hungarian presidency in that area is a macro-regional cooperation, the so-called European Danube regional strategy, and we hope that it will be adopted in June 2011, at the end of the Hungarian presidency in the June European Council meeting. We find the European Danube region strategy as an important additional element of the common European policy and macro-regional policy. We think it can help to bring closer Europe to the citizens. The third important priority area is a union close to its citizens. As I mentioned, Hungary would like to put an emphasis on the Europe which close to the citizens. Therefore, we would like to promote very much and further develop the common area of freedom, security, and justice. Of course, we would like to continue the implementation of the Stockholm Programme, which should be implemented by 2014, but an important part should be taken in this first half of this year. Another important thing, the European Citizens Initiative, which has been provided by, the opportunity has been provided by the Lisbon Treaty, one of the major novelty of the Lisbon Treaty, which would like to involve the citizens into the whole decision-making process, and Hungary does its best to ensure the use of this instrument as soon as possible. Another important point is here the Schengen area. As a country which joined relatively late in 2007 in Schengen area, we do appreciate and acknowledge the importance of the Schengen area. We think that's one of the achievement of the European Union, which is very tangible for the citizens. It's very attractive for the citizens to travel without any limitation and any restrictions, and therefore we would like to strengthen our commitment to the area, to the further policy, and of course to the accession as well, to the accession of Romania and Bulgaria as well. If it is not happening in March, we would like to conclude during the time of the Hungarian presidency, practically by June. Of course, it doesn't depend only on Hungary, but at least Hungary has a clear stand on that, which we would like to emphasize. In all, in the case, they fulfilling the criteria. And one of the message of the Hungarian presidency, which is not a legislation, it's much more a political message. It's emphasizing the cultural complexity and rich variety of Europe. It doesn't depend on the new legislation, but depends much more on attitude and the political will of the governments to boost and strengthen the attachment of the citizens to Europe, to generate the feeling that we have a strong Europe which is strengths based very much on the cultural diversity. It's not a multiculturalism. We would like to avoid the word of multiculturalism, which is an ideological word. It has become, unfortunately, an ideology. We don't like. We like the approach, the emotions and traditions and the rich variety and cultural complexity of Europe, and we'd like to put forward. And if we talk about the Hungarian cultural programs here in Ljubljana and in all member states, in many of the members, you can exactly understand what we mean under cultural complexity. We would like to promote, and multilingualism as well. We think it's not a disadvantage, but it's one of the strengths of Europe, this multilingualism. And lastly, in that point, I would like to draw your attention to the 2011. That's the European Year of Volunteering. We think that volunteering is a very important thing to involve the citizens, to strengthen the attachment of the citizens. As the volunteering, and the Hungarian presidency based very much on the volunteering due to the financial reasons to some extent. We involve many hundreds and thousands in Budapest and somewhere else, even in Ljubljana, persons who are helping us as volunteers and assisting us. I think it's also a good instrument to involve the citizens. And the fourth priority area is enlarging responsibly and engaging globally. As far as enlargement concerned, Hungary is ready and willing to take the enlargement process forward. But of course, when we emphasize the responsibility in the enlargement, that in the case if the countries are ready and willing to fulfill the criteria and based on the conditions which should be fulfilled, we hope so very much that Croatia can conclude the accession talks during the time of the Hungarian presidency. We do our best, but it depends also on Croatia, of course. We are firmly confident that the successful conclusion of the negotiations with Croatia could send or may send a very positive signal to the rest of the Western Balkans, to the other countries, and they definitely need this positive signal. We are ready to make progress with Turkey, but it depends on many different factors. But as far as Hungary is concerned, we are ready to do that. And of course, we are very much ready to have first tangible results in negotiations with Iceland. I think it's relatively easy not easy, but not a complicated case. That's it. As far as neighborhood policy concerned, I'm sure that you know that Hungary is organizing an Eastern Partnership Summit in May. That will be the second Eastern Partnership Summit. It's a major event which should boost and contribute to the Eastern Partnership. But we do not promote Eastern Partnership at the expense of the Euro-Mediterranean Partnership. We think both are very important, both are strong pillar of the European Union. Of course, Hungary, from the geographical location, is closer to the Eastern Partnership, but we wouldn't like to underestimate that. European Union as a strong global player. As you noted, there are many slogans and many efforts. I wouldn't like to list all of them, but of course the European External Action Service will start the functional working now during the time of the Hungarian presidency, practically from 1st of December, but basically this half year. We all are interested in a successful exercise of the European Action Service, and we do our best. Of course, we would like to start implementing the Lisbon Treaty's innovation on CSDP to improve the civil and military crisis management capabilities and the crisis prevention structures. There are many plans. As far as development policy concerned, we are aware of the shortfalls, and we know that further efforts are needed to reach the Millennium Development Goals until 2015. If we are looking at the schedules, we are lagging behind our commitments, but we hope that we can put forward. That's a very short summary of the program. As far as Slovenia concerned, because we are now here, and I'm sure that at least the media is interested in that, what we plan in Slovenia and with Slovenia, I would like to emphasize that Slovenia is a very important partner of the Hungarian presidency program, and so there are some important points where we did get, and we are expecting more support and assistance. First, with the Western Balkans and the enlargement, we consider and acknowledge Slovenia as one of the key countries which has a special expertise in that issue, and we need this. We started the consultation at working and political level as well, in all levels. As you know, we intensified very much the relationship with Slovenia in the last few months. The Prime Minister has been here, the Foreign Minister has been here, and regular visits back and forth in Budapest and Ljubljana. We find very important the Slovenian contribution to the Danube strategy. There is a very intelligent approach on behalf of Slovenia. That's how can we make functional and operational energy policy. We have a good cooperation. We would like to upstage. And of course, there are many important points, and therefore we are very much open and ready to come forward with that. As far as our cultural program concerned, we have a very rich and broad cultural program here in Ljubljana as well, and in most of the member states. Not all, but most of the member states. This cultural program is based on the human face of Europe and on the cultural complexity that we would like to show. That's not only on the classical tradition, but even we would like to bring to every stratum of the society. We find it as a target group of the youngsters, the popular culture, and many other things we would like to promote and boost here in Ljubljana and everywhere. The first event is a very important and very noble event. We would like to, we are going to organize with Anunciada and with the Spanish presidency here. That will be the Ferenc Liszt concert under patronage of the Spanish and Hungarian, and contribution of the Belgian trio. Ferenc Liszt was a Hungarian musician and composer, but he was a true European person. He was a person who was born in Hungary but grown up in many other countries. He spoke better German and French than Hungarian in his life. However, he was a very committed Hungarian. He lived throughout Europe, almost in every country, including Spain, Britain, mostly in Paris and in Rome and in Budapest, but in many other countries. He visited even Slovenia, at that time Austrian-Hungary, but Slovenia, Rogaška Slatina. He gave a very famous and important concert here in 1846. And we have an exhibition here, you can see at the first floor. You can see, and in the whole half year, it's to some extent under the motto of Ferenc Liszt, and the first important event will take place on 19th of January in Philharmonia, and you all are warmly welcome and invited to that event. That's the concert, which shows how connects Liszt, Ferenc Liszt, the different European countries and cultures, cultural heritage and things. But of course we are going to show many different things. Ballet and popular music and folk dance and many other things we are planning to provide you to show that's how complex and interesting of the culture. And we would like to put an emphasis not on the Hungarian culture, of course we promote as well, but much more those cultural events and performances which shows this interdependence, cultural interdependencies and interrelations and between Hungary and Slovenia, between Hungary and other countries, or many other countries all together. That's the short summary I wanted to tell you. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you. Would you like to say anything? Ladies and gentlemen, there is no moderator here. I should take over the role, but I would like to be impartial and unbiased in that position. If you have any comment, question, remarks, we are standing here, myself as well, and I'm sure that my dear colleagues are also ready to help and assist me if I need anything. You raised your hand. Yeah, no, I know. You, please.
Your Excellency, Dan Štafel from National Television.
Thank you.
Let's say the first week of your presidency was kind of overshadowed because of this new media law. And I would like to ask you, what is your opinion about this law? Should be changed? Should be just adopted some things in it? In your country and also abroad, there are some, they are not very satisfied with your new media law.
Yes, that's a question. Maybe I react now, and then you can collect the other question and react very shortly. I am not here to comment my government steps. I am here to represent the government steps. But let me say that what is very clear, that the European Commission started a scrutiny on the Hungarian media law. You know about that. So scrutiny, and let us wait until the end of that scrutiny and until the outcome of that scrutiny. The Hungarian Prime Minister made clear on 6th of January, during the time of taking over the presidency from the Belgian Prime Minister, that if the European Commission finds that the media law is contradicting any European standards or any European directives or anything which is in Europe, he is ready and willing to change in the spirit of the European sense. My government is confident that the media law is in the framework, in conformity with the European standards. We will see. I cannot take stand on that. We will see and wait until the end of the Commission scrutiny. And the Commission should state whether it is or not. Thank you.
Excuse me, can I add something to this question? Sandra Brankovic from Radio Slovenia. What about the journalists? The Hungarian journalists got several thousand signatures of support against this law. Will the government ignore these critics?
I don't know.
That the government will wait for the European Commission.
Yes.
What it said.
European Commission and the Constitutional Court, because all political parties, but from different points, turn to the Constitutional Court. From the socialist until the far-right extremist parties are opposing the law and turn to the Constitutional Court. Therefore, that means that the Constitutional Court should take a verdict or a ruling on that, either or. It should be, it's a must, it's a compulsory to take into consideration, and the European Commission results as well as Prime Minister. That's all. Until then, we don't have any clear position. The government is not ready to change. They is waiting the constitutional ruling and court ruling and the European Commission scrutiny. Is there any further question or comment or anything else? If not, then thank you very much for your kind attendance and kind attention. And you will get all information on that, on the different cultural events. The first, you know, that's the Hungarian-Spanish concert, Ferenc concert, but we have even this month and next month many other events, and warmly welcome everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good luck and have a nice day. Thank you. Thank you.